like that about Miss Pauline, you old tramp.
I've told you before, I'll have no brawling in front of my place.
But Miss Pauline, well, I was defending your honor.
My honor, little prairie chicken, has been upheld by generals, bank presidents, and senators. I don't need a boy with peach fuzz in his face to do me no favors. Now, get along and fix that window. Now, get on home, the rest of you. For the next hour, this here saloon's gonna be a restaurant, and I wish to dine alone.
Death Valley Days.
Howdy, folks. I'm the Old Ranger. Of all the fabled heroines of the Old West, it is said that the most beautiful was Pauline Cushman, who gained fame as a Union spy during the Civil War, became a celebrated actress, and then retired to run a hotel in Casa Grande, Arizona. Now, Pauline was a proud and independent lady. And though many men have tried, none could tame her. That is, until a day in 1879, when a certain gentleman came to town and undertook the wooing of Perilous Pauline.
Ain't this a lively town? A couple of bachelors like us. In a town like this, is gonna be a barrel of laughs.
Well, see if you can find us something to eat in there. I'll take care of the luggage.
Yeah, I sure will.
What's the matter?
Nothing. Nothing's the matter. I just, they don't serve any food in there.
Oh.
Just liquor.
Yeah.
Listen, you want something to eat, they said, there's a good place about 5 miles up the road.
Well, let's go.
Good food. Well, I tell you, I'm not hungry. I'm not hungry. You go on and go. It's just about 10 miles up the road there.
It's very strange you're not being hungry.
Yeah. Well, it's the heat and my throat, the dust and everything. Well, listen, you better get started up there, because they close early. And that place is about 15 miles right outside of town there.
It's funny how that place keeps getting further and further up the road. Now, what's inside there you don't want me to see?
Well, you can't eat there. I mean,
all right. Well, a flower garden in the middle of the desert, huh?
Si, senores.
We're very hungry, miss, and would you mind asking that young lady to join us, please?
Don't bother, Carmela. The answer is no.
I see she wants a bit of persuading. She walks in beauty as the night of cloudless climes and starry skies. In a minute, you look up and smile, won't you?
Carmela, if the gentlemen wish to order anything, they'll call you.
Forget it, Jerry. Hey, you know something?
What?
She looks familiar.
Would you like to bet me $1 that by this evening she'll look more familiar? At dinner, say?
You're on. You're on.
Put it up. Pardon me, miss, but you are the most exciting-looking woman I've ever seen. Would you do me the honor as to dine with me this evening?
My, you are tall, aren't you?
Just how did you get that lump, mister?
Well, I had a little accident, that's all.
Yeah, I'll bet that accident had long, dark hair and eyes that flashed blue flame.
How'd you know that?
You ain't the first one that's had such accidents. There's only two reasons that'd bring you to Casa Grande. Or the railroad. Which one is it?
Oh, it's ore. Me and my partner here are going to do some mining up in the Saccadens. Hey, tell me, what's a good-looking woman like that doing in a small town like Casa Grande?
Oh, no one knows for sure. Maybe she just wanted to get away from the crowd. She's had her share of them.
How come?
You ever hear the Scout of the Cumberland?
The girl who was a spy for the Union Army during the war. Dogged, I thought I recognized her. That's Pauline Cushman.
Yeah. What a woman.
Ain't another one like her. She was born a real lady down south, but she grew up out on the plains with the Indians. She can outride, outshoot, outlasso any man I ever saw.
Is she married?
Nope. Guess she never found anybody that could harness all of that wildness.
Well, maybe she never found anybody who was man enough to try. Huh? After all, she's just a sensitive soul.
Yellow-bellied snake-hearted mini-mouth skunk.
I'm sorry, Miss Pauline, honest.
You've been low-talking me all over town. I'll teach you, you hyena.
What do you think, you sweet, sensitive little lady now?
Well, am I? They burned my granny at the stake, did they? I'll show you who's a witch.
I never meant what I said. I'm sorry, Miss Pauline.
Frank, would you like to make another little bet for, say, $100?
What kind of bet?
I bet you that I marry her 1 week from today.
Now you get out of town on the next stage, you hear me? You low-down buzzard!
All I can lose is money.
Stop! My dear, you must be exhausted.
Put me down.
Allow me to introduce myself. I am Jeremiah Fry, a former officer of the United States Army. I come from a good home, have a good education, and I've fallen madly in love with you.
What?
Until tonight, my love.
Put me down, you blasted fool!
Well, your wish is my command. Au revoir.
Perdóname, señores. I got to start fixing up here for the fiesta tonight.
A fiesta? Hey, come on, about time for some action. Let's get ready for the celebrate.
Doc, get over the crowd right away. There's gonna be trouble.
Oh?
Well,
A man like you shouldn't be allowed to own animals, George Peabody. That mule is sick. You send him out today, he'll die.
She's right. I never saw a woman knows as much about animals as she does.
Hey, you, cut out that off mule.
Hurry it up. I got a load to get out.
I'll give you just 3 seconds to cut out that sick mule.
You and who else?
Me and my friend here. 1, 2...
All right. Cut it out. It probably slowed up the team anyway.
Well, my turtle dove, once again, your sweet voice and gentle smile has triumphed. I'm so impressed with your womanly ways of persuasion that I have decided to take you to the dance tonight.
When will you get it through your thick skull, Mr. Fryer, that I can't stand the sight of
At
you?
7 o'clock, you said. All right, I'll be on time. You'll be on the dot, won't you?
Don't hold your breath.
You waiting for somebody, señorita?
Of course not, Carmela.
Then why are you still here?
I just don't want to be the first to arrive at the party. Still, there's no sense in being late.
Sí. Adiós.
Adios. I forgot my... Oh, that isn't the one I wanted, Carmela.
Oh, the rest are down in the laundry, señorita. I'll go get them, see?
That's right. I'll just wait here. Carmen, if anyone should inquire as to my whereabouts, tell them I've gone to the dance.
Si, señorita.
On second thought, tell him to go jump in the lake.
You looking for someone, Miss Pauline?
Why, no, Tom. My, the music's lively, isn't it?
Forgive me, my dear, but I seem to be a little bit late.
Late, Mr. Fryer, for what?
No matter, though. The evening is still young. I see they're playing our dance. You do waltz, don't you?
I wouldn't dance with you.
You don't waltz. Well, that's too unfortunate. Perhaps this young lady over here waltzes. Thank you, ma'am. You ought to try waltzing sometime, my sweet. You might enjoy it.
Mr. Miller, I should like to dance.
Yeah, pardon me. My pleasure, ma'am. My pleasure. Pardon me.
Now, what was that you were saying about my waltzing?
I believe I spoke out of turn, Miss Cushman. After having seen you dance, may I suggest before you give such exhibitions again, you take a few lessons. I'd be happy to teach you myself.
You'd be happy to teach me.
That's right.
Why, you conceited, egotistical maniac. You can't do anything that I can't do twice as good. Do you hear me?
Not quite, my love. Would you mind speaking a little bit louder?
Name a contest. Just name one. I'll show you who can teach who.
Whom, my dear? Your grammar could use some improving, too. Not to mention your terrible temper.
What'll it be? Just name something.
I'm sorry, my dear, but I don't have the time to play games with you right now. I'm riding into the mountains tomorrow morning.
I'll race you.
You'll what?
I'll beat you wherever you're going.
Well, I'm sorry, but that would be impossible. I'm riding up to Miners Peak. No woman can ride in that country.
I have offered you a challenge, Mr. Fryer. Are you going to be man enough to accept it?
Are you serious?
Now, you all listen. I've just challenged Mr. Fryer to a race. The destination is Miners Peak in the Saccatons. Now, you all know there are many ways of getting there. Who'd care to bet I make it first?
I'll put my money on Miss Pauline, and I'll cover all bets.
Me too.
That is about the sneakiest way I ever heard of getting a girl alone.
You'd better get that $100 ready, Frank. Pauline and I may need it on our honeymoon.
You ready? 1, 2, 3. Boy, that boy does everything the hard way.
Is there anything else you want to teach me?
Well, not at the moment. But tell me something. Can you cook as well as you ride?
See for yourself. I'll be cooking my breakfast at Miners Peak tomorrow morning when you get there. Might as well relax, baby. We're a half day ahead. And only you and I and the Indians know this shortcut.
Would you like to try a match?
You low-down sneak. How long you been spying on me?
Well, I saw your horse running wild. I couldn't catch him, so I thought I'd better catch up to you.
But how did you know where... You were following me all the time.
Yeah, that's right. Lucky for you I was, too.
You never intended to race. This was just another way of making fun of me.
Oh, I wouldn't exactly say that, Pauline. Let me take a look at that ankle now, huh? How are the toes, all right? The leg doesn't seem too bad. The knee's in pretty good shape. I don't think it's broken. You think you can stand on it for a day or so while I collect my horse samples?
Well, since I must share my transportation, I suppose I have no choice. But let's make it quite clear that transportation is all I'm going to share with you. So be so kind as to leave me alone.
You know, you said that so often, I'm beginning to believe you. All right? I'm going to leave you alone. You know, there are times in a man's life when a plate of beans tastes better than a T-bone steak. Got some left. Well, it's getting late. Better get some sleep. Got a tough ride in the morning. It's mighty cold up here at night. But when I do, I think about that girl
Mr. Fryer. Jerry?
What is it, Pauline?
Since we're both stuck up here together, I see no point in our not talking.
All right. What would you like to say?
I'd love to have some of that food you got there. I said I'd like to have some of that.
You know, it's a funny thing. I can never hear anybody unless they say please.
I don't have to say please to you or anyone else.
As you wish. Wait a second, let me taste that. Oh, this is awful. This is just terrible. I knew I was a terrible cook, but I had no idea I was as bad as all that.
Give that to me.
Oh, no, Miss Cushman, I couldn't let an important lady like you eat swill like this. There'll be some game in the mountains later on. Maybe I'll be able to do better for lunch.
I'd like some of that rabbit. Please.
Well, of course, my love.
What are you staring at?
How is it?
Beggars can't be choosers.
But they can say thank you when they've been fed.
I ask favors of no one. Therefore, I need thank no one.
I can't argue with that kind of logic, and I wouldn't want to spoil your point.
Why, you... I said...
Remember, you're supposed to be a lady.
Well, you can just keep your horse and your food and anything else you got, 'cause I don't need it.
Where do you think you're going?
Anywhere, just so it's away from you.
I can do for you?
Well, don't just sit there. How'd you get up there anyhow?
Well, when I saw you climbing up there, I figured it was much too rough for me, so I just took the easy trail and rode on up.
You mean that you watched me try to...
That's right.
Why, you...
Yeah, now temper.
Get me out of here. Please.
You know something, young lady? Someday you're gonna learn that you need me around all the time. Hey!
Jerry.
Are you all right?
Am I? You crazy fool. You know, I've loved only two men in my life. My father when I was a little girl, and my sweetheart when I was 20. Both of them ran out on me. Guess I just figured men is my natural enemy ever since.
Well, all that's gonna change now, Pauline.
All right, I'm gonna make another toast. Now, this toast is to Pauline and Jerry, and may they live like little lovebirdies into the future.
Thank you very much.
This is the happiest day of my life.
I adore you, sweetheart.
I worship you, my love.
Yo, son of a gun, you said you'd do it, and you did it.
Not now, Frank, not now.
Well, it's yours.
I don't want it.
I lost it fair and square.
Put it away, Frank.
But you won it. Take it.
Tell me, my heart, do I understand correctly that this wedding is a result of a wager?
It wasn't exactly a wager. We had this little discussion, you know.
You bet $100 that I would marry you.
You're getting a little flushed here now. You know what happens when you get flushed? The freckles break out
How
of pressure.
dare you?
Now watch yourself.
You-
Watch that temper. Behave yourself. Behave yourself. Dear, remember, I'm your husband. Yes.
Temper is yours, must.
I'll behave myself, all right.
Very bad mistake.
You love...
I'm
lying cheat! You snake! You...
The hotel in Casa Grande, which was converted to a private residence, was still standing there when the story was written. Now, Jerry and Pauline settled down there and lived happily in their fashion. If not forever, at least for a little while.
Hey, Stratton, you keep on traipsing back and forth to the assayer's office, you're going to wear your boots out.
What are you going to wear?
Man's got to make plans.
You find any gold?
No, but we will, sooner or later. Hey, listen, if that stuff you got there assays out good, come on back. Maybe we can make a deal.
You make a deal with me?
Sure, you've been good to me. We could be partners.
Partners? With what? You ain't even got a claim. The claim's 10 acres. What do you got? Not even a tenth of 1 acre.
That land was left over. It's ours. We staked the claim.
You staked the claim. If there was a jackass laying here on the ground and you staked out his tail, who'd the tail belong to, you or the jackass?
Well, there's no law saying that you can't have a small claim. Well, you can follow that vein underground far as it goes, for miles. That's the law.
That's the law. If the vein apexes on your claim.
Apexes?
That's right. Where it comes closest to the ground. Never heard of that, did you, Burns? I just hope you never strike gold in that 2x4 mine of yours. Because if you do, somebody's gonna come along and sue you and take it all away from you.
Like who, maybe?
Like me, maybe.
Death Valley Days.
Howdy, folks. I'm the old ranger. Winfield Scott Stratton had spent 17 lonely years prospecting for gold when he arrived in Cripple Creek, Colorado. He had staked out a claim to independence and was offered a partnership in the Portland. But how could he know that one day under those claims there would be 67 miles of gold?
Well, the samples are telluride. They assay at approximately $150 a ton.
150?
Unfortunately, this isn't oxidized telluride.
You can't separate the gold.
Oh, I wouldn't say you can't.
How much?
You ought to recover about $25 a ton. Mr. Stratton, you've been at this a long time.
Too long, Mr. Gallo. Too long. A man ought to know when to quit. I'm going down to the Springs. I'm going to be a carpenter. As a carpenter, I used to make a living.
You want me to write this up?
Yes, I want you to write it up. I want you to write up a seller's assay. Just say it assays $150 a ton and forget the rest. Spread the word the Independence is for sale.
Of course, you know, Ed Beckett hasn't sold his mine yet. He's only asking $500 for it.
Well, gold miners are fools, Mr. Gallo. They don't buy property, they buy dreams. And nobody wants a $500 dream. Yes, sir. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put on my good suit. I'm going down to the Springs. I'm going to sell my mine for plenty. Sell it to some dreaming fool. And maybe I won't have to be a carpenter after all.
Hi. Where you been? I've been looking for you all week.
Well, I haven't been looking for you all week, and that's what I'm going to do next week, too. Not look for you.
Heard you've been having a little trouble selling the Independence. Hey, look, why don't you throw in with Doyle and Harmon and me? We could form a partnership.
Look, let's get one thing straight, Burns. You and I, partners? No, never. Even if you were the last... No, not even then.
But Stratton,
I was just making a little coffee. Have some?
Yeah, if it wouldn't be too much trouble.
You must be Mr. Stratton.
Well, I think I am, but then again, I thought this was my cabin, too.
Well, my name is Perlman. I represent Stanley and Associates, a San Francisco mining syndicate. I'm here to buy some mines. I understand the Independence is for sale.
The Independence is for sale? What gave you that idea?
That's the word I got in town.
Well, the word in town could be wrong.
Could be, but I don't think so. Interested?
Maybe. What are you offering?
Well, before we start dickering, suppose you show me what you've done with the mine.
Well, I got my shaft down 80 foot. I got 4 cross cuts right here at the 50-foot level.
Are you working all the crosscuts? Say, don't you have any sugar?
Yeah. No. Yeah, sure, there's sugar there. About these crosscuts, I abandoned that number 1 a long time ago.
Yes, I know. All right, what's your price?
What do you mean, you know?
I know the crosscuts you're not working. You don't think I'd buy a mine without looking at it, do you?
What'd you ask me for, then?
I just wanted to see if you were honest. All right, let's see your assay report. Let's go over wash that coffee pot. Yeah. Seller's assay if I ever saw one. Well, what do you got written down there?
$155,000. Take it or leave it.
Ah, thanks for the coffee, Stratton. Stratton, just because you gave me a good laugh, I'm not going to walk out on you. Now, my company wants me to buy a claim on Battle Mountain. Yours is right in the middle, and it's the only one that's for sale. Of course, if I went to some of the others with an offer, I imagine they'd listen, don't you?
Yeah. Their holdings ain't as good as mine.
That's possible. But none of the mines are really proven out yet, so why don't we be a little more realistic about the price, huh?
$5,000?
Well?
You're offering me $5,000?
Yes.
$5,000 for the Independence?
Well, you don't have to get mad about it. There's no reason for you to feel insulted at an offer of $5,000. Down?
Down.
Tell you what, Stratton. I'll take an option on this property for 30 days to see if it's worthwhile. If the mine proves out in 30 days, I'll give you the rest of the money.
$5,000 now. And another $150,000 in 30 days.
If it proves out.
Well,
I'll give you a check for $5,000 right now. Tomorrow's the 1st. We'll make this option run from the 1st of July to the 30th, all right?
yeah, seems fair enough.
Good.
Don't shoot me, Stratton.
Burns?
Yeah?
Burns, what are you doing out here this time of night?
Just taking a walk.
A walk? With a load like that?
My stick broke.
What do you got in them sacks?
Nothing.
Let's go.
No kidding.
Where'd you get that, Burns?
It's ours. My partners and me, we found it in our mine.
What, in that little old hole in the ground?
That's the biggest vein you ever saw. We found it the day you left town.
Had it assayed?
$360 a ton.
Who else knows about this strike?
Nobody. Just Doyle and Harmon and me.
Good. Where are they? Haven't seen them around in a couple of days.
Oh, they went in town to get a good lawyer. That's why we've been toting this stuff out at night. We got ourselves $70,000. We figure when the word's out that we'll be up to our neck in lawsuits. Everybody claiming that the vein apex is in their mine.
Yeah. Where does the vein apex burn? Which way does it run?
That way up toward your mine, the Independence. Well?
It's there, all right. The old #1 crosscut. How could I have missed it? It's right there.
Shh. We're millionaires. Think of it, Stratton.
Yeah. I think I'm going to be sick.
He sold the Independence.
Don't say sold, Jimmy. It's not sold. I just gave Perlman an option. I get the mine back in 30 days.
Well, how do you know you're going to get it back?
How's it cost Perlman $150,000 to keep it after the option runs out? All we gotta do is wait.
We can't wait. Now, we said we'd deal with the owner of the Independence, and we will. Even if we have to deal with Perlman.
Oh, with a syndicate ban? Why, do you know what'd happen if a big city syndicate even suspected that you were vein apexed in their mine? Now, wouldn't it be better to deal with an old friend? Somebody you could trust.
Who?
Oh, Jimmy, don't be like that. We're going to be rich, Jimmy. Richer than you think. Why, there's over $3 million in that one vein alone. Now, you boys just wait and string along with me. We'll keep slipping that ore out of your mine until we got enough money to lick every jawbone lawyer in Colorado. Then we'll buy this whole mountain.
What if Perlman finds out about the vein?
Oh, well, he's not going to find it. What is it? What happened?
Hello, Stratton.
Why all the celebration?
It's the 4th of July.
I think I'm being followed. I think it's Perlman. Oh, don't pull that out. You know. Where can I hide?
Why, hello there, Mr. Perlman. Good to see you again. What can I do for you?
Stratton, did you see a man come by here just now with a heavy pack?
Nobody's come past here.
Is there somebody in there with you?
With me? No, why would anybody come to see me this time of night?
Stratton, somebody here at Battle Mountain made a rich strike and they're trying to keep it a secret. He's running ore out at night on his back. I almost caught him. Now, I want to know who it is and how close his claim is to mine.
A rich strike?
$360 a ton. I can only find out where it's coming from. I'll know which way to dig.
How do you know it's $360 a ton?
I pay an assayer in Pueblo to give me tips. Are you sure you didn't see anybody?
Wait a minute. An assayer in Pueblo. You knew there was a strike on Battle Mountain before you ever made your deal with me, didn't you?
Well, the syndicate pays me to know about these things.
Yeah. Well, that's why you wanted the Independence. You thieving...
Oh, come on, Stratton. Business is business, and we're both businessmen. We made a deal. I paid you.
5,000 lousy dollars.
Well, bound to get burned once in a while. No hard feelings?
You got no hard feelings.
Oh, come on, Stratton. Be a man. Shake.
Wait a minute. What do you think you're doing?
I was sure there was somebody in here. All right, Sutton, I was wrong. I apologize.
Well, I should think so. First you cheat me, and then you insult me.
Stratton. Hi.
Hi. Now, you listen to me, Burns. We're taking no more chances. You're going to shut the Portland down and keep it shut until this is over.
All right. All right.
And I'm not letting that Perlman out of my sight either. That man's not honest.
Come on. Come on.
Stratton, are you going to spend all day here every day? Don't you have someplace to go?
Well, matter of fact, I don't. You bought my mind. What am I going to do?
Well, take up a hobby. Drink.
Find anything?
Stratton, do you mind if Joe and I have a little private talk?
No, no. Go right on ahead.
Let's go down below where we can be alone. Come on, Bill.
Any more tips from Pueblo, Mr. Perlman?
You blabbermouthed idiot. What are you trying to do?
Just ask a civil question. What's wrong with that?
Your face. You're too anxious. You're going to give everything away. Look, Stratton, we only got a week left, and you're going to spend every last minute of it in town.
Now, Jimmy.
Come on, we're getting out of here right now, even if I have to drag you into town.
All right. I accept your invitation. 17 years. 17 years I've been prospecting these mountains, just me and a burro. And now you say, wait, be patient.
Will you forget about the 17 years? Just one day, one more day, and we'll be millionaires, multimillionaires. I bet a nickel.
Yeah, more money than we can spend. Raise your dime.
I told you, nickel's the limit.
If I can't bluff a fold. What's Perlman doing in town?
You stay away from him.
He might have found something.
You're gonna mess everything up.
I gotta find out.
You lean, Frank.
Finish up the list. Everything you need. Oh, hello, Stratton. Find a hobby yet?
Yeah, worrying about whether I'm gonna get my $150,000 or not.
Well, that should keep you busy for a while. Hello, Burns.
Hi.
Mr. Perlman, I know you still got a day left, but you should have your mind made up by now. You running much gold? I mean, I got a right to know how things are going. I got millions at stake.
You mean $150,000? If we buy the mine. Don't try to up the ante, Stratton.
No, I'm just wondering how you were doing.
Well, if you must know, we're running a lot of ore, but recovery costs are high. If there's a bonanza on Battle Mountain, I haven't found it. Sorry, Stratton. Looks like you're not going to get that $150,000.
Ooh, all that money.
Here you are, Mr. Perlman.
You need all this for tomorrow? $2,000 for more supplies?
Well, sure, that #1 crosscut hasn't been worked for months. We'll have to do some shoring and some blasting.
$2,000. All right. Well, like they say, tomorrow's another day. See you later, man.
Oh, Mr. Perlman, I was just thinking. I took quite a bit of money away from you, and the least I can do is buy you your supper. How about you eating with Burns and me here at the palace tonight?
You know, the way things are going, I think I could use a free meal. I might just take you up on that. That steak was delicious. Just delicious. But you fellas didn't touch yours.
Well, I wasn't very hungry.
I've been sick.
Oh, it's too bad. Too bad. I always enjoy a good steak. And I always enjoy settling business over a good cigar.
Selling business?
Let's be realistic, Stratton. I know the terms of a mine option as well as anyone. I realize I'm obligated to work this mine for the full 30 days and to explore all the possibilities. And naturally, you'd like to collect the $150,000. Oh, I know. You'll probably tell me all those stories about men who quit just a foot too soon.
No. No, I don't recollect any such stories. Do you?
No, I never heard of such a thing.
Well, I'm glad you feel that way. Now, look, Stratton, you heard my man. It's going to cost me another $2,000 to explore number one. Now, legally, I should do it. And under the terms of the option, I mustn't overlook any possibilities. And you have a right to hold me to it. Naturally, you have $150,000 at stake, but what do you think? Do you really believe it's worth my while to risk another $2,000 for just one more day? After all, my company isn't too happy about wasting any more money on your mine.
Well,
That's not my decision to make. You understand that. Only you can release me. Do you really think there's a chance we might find something in number one?
Mr. Perlman, you might find a vein 9 foot wide worth $3 million.
And you've certainly got your sights set on that $150,000, haven't you? Come on, Stratton. We both know the mine is worthless. Why don't you be a good fellow? Make it easy on me. Let's tear up that agreement.
Sure would lose a lot of money, wouldn't you?
He means if you spent $2,000 developing that number one.
Come on, Stratton. Let me off the hook. It's only a matter of one more day.
Yeah, Stratton. Why don't you be a nice fellow and just tear up the option?
Well,
what do you say, Stratton? Shall I tear it up? It'll save my company $2,000.
yeah. Throw it in the fire.
Thanks. Thanks a lot, Stratton. Well, we tried and we failed. Good night, gentlemen. Better luck next time.
We did it! We own it! The whole kit and caboodle! It's ours, Stratton! What's the matter?
I ain't never been a millionaire before.
Me neither.
Cripple Creek produced $432 million of gold, more than was ever taken from the famous Comstock lode. Now, Stratton, with Burns and his partner, fought 27 lawsuits, but they ended up owning 67 miles of gold. And Winfield Scott Stratton, after 17 years of prospecting, became the first millionaire in Cripple Creek.
everybody. Let's lift them up there for the new United States Senator from California, George Hurst.
Thank you, friends. Thank you. And thank you, Michael, for not saying old United States Senator. Well, Willie, what do you think of the old man now?
Not much.
Huh?
Not much more than I've thought about you all my life, Dad. Well, Senator, what about those campaign promises?
I'll give them the best I have in Washington, Willie.
I don't mean Washington. I mean me. You said if I pitched in at campaign headquarters, I could name my own price.
That I did. And you were a big help, son. Now, what is your price?
The San Francisco Examiner.
The paper? You want the paper? But you'd be jumping on a sinking ship, Willie.
I'd like to try and save it.
I'm afraid the senator's right, Willie. The paper's lost $250,000 in the last 7 years.
Then what harm can there be? Look, Dad, I learned the newspaper business from one of the best, Joseph Pulitzer. San Francisco is going to be one of the most important cities in the country one day. And it needs a newspaper just as important.
All right, Willie. The Examiner's yours. If you don't show a profit, I'll sell it.
Thanks, Dad. I'll make it work.
Well, I'd like to offer a toast, Willie, to your good luck, but I'm afraid it wouldn't do any good. Not with the Examiner.
I wouldn't count on it, Mr. Tarpey. I'm going to take that paper and pump new life into it. I'm going to give it not only a mouth, but a heart and a pair of hands that will reach out for every man, woman, and child in the Bay Area with a pair of eyes and a penny to pay for it.
Death Valley Days.
Howdy, folks. I'm the old ranger. When the famous pioneers came out to the West, they carved their names in history in solid gold and silver, while others built cattle and land empires. But at only 24 years of age, William Randolph Hearst was well on his way to engrave his name forever in the paper dynasty.
Well, here it is, Mr. Hurst. Your first edition.
Well, what do you think of it, Sam?
It's good.
Well, you're not exactly turning handsprings over it.
It's just... Well, the Examiner's on its last legs, Mr. Hurst. You came along just in time for the wake.
What kind of talk is that coming from a good newspaper man like you? This paper isn't dead, not until the presses stop. And I plan to keep them rolling. There are people out there, Sam, hungry for news, starved for excitement. The frightened ones, the lonely ones, the bitter, the rich, the poor. Look at them, Sam. I'll bet only 1 out of 10 have as much as $5 in their pocket. But they all have a penny, the price of Examiner, and that's who we're after, Sam, the people. By the way, I want some map tax.
Map tax? Sure.
What's the current circulation?
Almost 24,000. 16,000 are paid, the others are giveaways.
From now on, there'll be no more giveaways. We'll make them want to buy this paper. Who would you say is the most read columnist in town?
Ambrose Bierce.
Right. And I'm getting him over here with us.
He won't come cheap.
I don't expect him to.
Bierce is a wild man, you know. Doesn't care who he steps on.
But he's honest. He writes it like he sees it. It wasn't too long ago that this whole part of the country was one vast wilderness. It took guts to carve a hunk of civilization out of that. Bierce has guts. And from now on, so does the Examiner.
Yes?
Mr. Bierce? Mr. Ambrose Bierce?
That is correct.
I'm from the San Francisco Examiner.
I'm very sorry. I'm not buying any subscriptions this evening.
I didn't come here to sell. I came here to buy.
Just what do you want, young man? I'm very busy.
I want to speak to you.
say that's what you're doing. Now, what is it? My time is valuable.
How valuable, Mr. Bierce? The Examiner will pay you twice what you're getting now to write for us.
If it weren't so tragic, your offer would be funny. I keep it handy. I sometimes have irate readers of my column breathing fire at my door in the middle of the night. Now, young man, is Mr. Hearst aware of your running around with these vertiginous proposals?
I'm sorry I didn't introduce myself. I'm William Randolph Hearst. Now let's talk, shall we?
Only 2 days ago, across the bay in Oakland, that eminent merchant of mud, Hiram Higgins, once again succeeded in pulling the wool over his neighbor's eyes by selling the city used and moth-eaten blankets, long since discarded by the Army. On Saturday night, that darling of the social whirl, Mrs. Eustace Montgomery Lamond, presently of Nob Hill, formerly of a doubtful origin as saloon girl in Virginia City, threw a bang-up party for some debut tramps at her plush pink mansion. It is rumored that the eminent equestrian, Kenneth Hodgson, known to us commoners as the saddle bum with the clean shirt, won a vast sum of money from his dearest friends. He ran a horse in the race that was really a ringer, imported for the purpose from Denver. The horse was appropriately named Fleecer. Shame, shame, Kenneth.
Come in.
I sure hope the insurance company doesn't drop us.
Another lawsuit?
2 more. Defamation of character suits again. Kenneth Hodgson, Hiram Higgins.
What happened to you?
Mrs. Eustace Montgomery Lamond. She thought I was Ambrose Bierce. She swings a mean parasol.
Maybe we'll sue her.
Bierce is doing a sensational job, Mr. Hearst, but he's making nothing but enemies for us on Nob Hill.
Good. It's about time they had their ears pinned back. The more screams that go up from Nob Hill, the more cheers will go up from Market Street. And that's where the people are, Sam. Just proves we need more features like Bierce's column. See what you can come up with.
By the way, circulation shot up another 1,000 this week.
Fine.
Excuse me, Mr. Chamberlain. Have you given it any thought?
Now, Miss Sweet, I've told you a dozen times already.
What is it, Sam?
This young lady's been pestering me for a job for 2 weeks. She won't take no for an answer.
Well, she shows determination. It's a novelty in women nowadays. Let's talk to her.
Mr. Hearst, this is Miss Sweet, Winifred Sweet.
Miss Sweet?
How do you do?
I want you to sit down.
Thank you.
So you want a job. What have you done?
Mr. Hearst, I'm really an actress, and I got stranded here 2 weeks ago. That's all I've done since I've been out of school, been on the stage. A showman heard me sing Annie Laurie in a high school play once, and he hired me. Been on the road ever since.
What makes you think you can write for a newspaper?
Well, I gave some of my pieces to Mr. Chamberlain.
They weren't bad. Style's a little unorthodox, strictly a woman's point of view.
A woman's point of view. It might not be a bad idea. Miss Sweet, a writer should write about what he knows best. What do you think you know best?
People, I guess.
What kind of people?
Oh, sales girls, hairdressers, housewives, policemen. Just average, everyday people.
The competition doesn't have a girl reporter, Sam. She could be the answer to that extra feature we're looking for. You've been on the stage, right? You know how to entertain people, how to make them laugh, make them cry. Do you think you could do that in your writing?
Oh, I'm sure I could. I'd write about what they were feeling.
Exactly. Reach out to them. Become one of them. Let them cry on your shoulder. Laugh with them. Get sore with them. Sob with them. Become a sister to them. That's it. Become a sob sister. Put her on, Sam.
You mean I'm hired?
As of this minute.
Oh!
Sam, show her around. That's no good. Well, the name, it's no good for a byline. It'll have to be changed. I have it. It got you started in one business, it can get you started in this one. From now on, you're Annie Laurie.
Annie Laurie.
Sob sister.
Let's go, Sam.
Sam, I want you to rush every available reporter to the fire. The Del Monte Hotel is a landmark, and I want it covered from every conceivable point of view. Hire a special train if you have to, but get everybody there, including the artists. I want them to capture on-spot reactions of the horror, the loss, the tragedy. Now move. Bierce, I want you to try to come up with the cause of the fire. The hotel's background, the famous guests who stayed there, etc.
Fine.
Annie, you hit the human side. Talk to the maids, the janitor, the guests. But give me what they feel.
Yes, sir. The hotel guests watched the fire in stunned silence. But not Margaret McMartin, chambermaid for the Del Monte for over 20 years. Maggie, as they call her, wept openly. The hotel wasn't just a job to her. It was part of her life. And now it was burning, consumed in flames.
The famous Del Monte Hotel in Monterey has burned for 3 days now. And still there is no official cause reported.
Wires, Mr. Hearst. Telegrams from the governor, the mayor, commending the paper on the Del Monte coverage.
They did a great job, Sam. Bierce, Annie, the artist, you too. You put it together in excellent taste.
Thank you, Mr. Hearst. Sending that special train to Monterey was an idea. It's never been done before. We've always relied on delayed reports.
Delayed reports are no good, Sam. The world's changing, getting faster. Newspapers have to keep up with what's happening and try to be there to report it. How did this affect circulation?
It shot up to 40,000, all paid.
40,000 out on the streets. In a year, we've more than doubled circulation.
Here's the bill for the train and expenses for the staff. It's pretty high.
Sam, we've doubled circulation. Do you realize what that'll mean when I tell the senator?
So what? So you doubled the circulation. But in that 1 year, the paper shows a net loss of $300,000. It took me 7 years to lose only $250,000.
But, Dad,
Is that how Joe Pulitzer taught you to run a paper? You don't see his New York World in the red.
And he didn't make it a success overnight, either. Look, Dad, there are 40,000 people out there reading the Examiner. 40,000. I've raised the advertising rates, and they're standing in line for this space. We're gaining national recognition, strength, respect.
At $300,000, that kind of respect runs too rich for my blood.
Mr. Tarpey, you helped put my father in office. Tell him the value of the Examiner.
Willie, this is a family thing.
No, it isn't. Dad's a good senator. He's proved himself in Washington, and California needs him there. The Examiner can keep him there.
He's got a point there, Senator.
I don't need a newspaper or anyone else to fight my battles.
You're wrong. They're going to send a strong man up against you next time at bat, and you're going to need the Examiner as much as California needs you.
Is that all?
No. I'm a good newspaper man. I know I am. I have plans, big plans. A newspaper isn't just a business. It's a public servant, a responsibility. People depend on it. Their whole lives are affected by it. It's part of them, and it's all of me.
What do you want from me, Willie?
Another year. Just 12 more months is all I ask, and I'll have it on a paying basis.
All right, Willie. 1 more year.
I want this to run in all the editions tomorrow, Sam. You may have to set the type in asbestos for this one.
Railroad hoax. The Examiner wants to go on record in stating that the railroad combine is reaching into the pockets of the people. You're not serious about this?
Dead serious.
But the railroads, this'll lose us some of our biggest advertisers.
We'll have to risk it.
The railroad people. They're very close friends of your father. The senator will never stand still for this.
I can't help that. I have to do what I think is right by the people. You know what those railroad men are up to.
Sure, everybody does. But they don't put it in writing.
The Examiner does. I've called you here to make an official announcement. This paper belongs to the people. You've heard me say that time and again. The people, San Francisco, the Examiner is declaring war on the railroads.
I've always wanted to do some big game hunting.
Now's your chance. I want the facts, all of them. The deals being made, the backroom meetings. Annie, I want you to find out how the man on the street feels about his pocket being picked. The housewife, the bootblack. I want pictures of the railroad barons as they really are. The first shot is being fired tomorrow. After that, it's all-out war. Get to it. Come in.
It's Mr.
Willie! Are you out of your mind, Willie?
About what?
About this! The senator went right through the roof when he read that.
I know. I've received 3 wires from the senator in as many days.
Well, then, in heaven's name, man, why?
Because that's the way I see it. The people are behind us all the way. We've got a petition demanding that the railroads repay the money they've borrowed.
A petition? What good are a couple of thousand names?
A couple of thousand? There are exactly 194,663. Nobody's going to walk over this town without a cry of protest going up. And that cry is going to come from the Examiner.
Well, you got your neck out a country mile.
They're all voters, Mr. Tarpey. Almost 195,000 of them. You tell that to my father.
I'll tell him. For whatever it's worth, Willie, good luck.
Well, we lost another big account with that last editorial.
Well, it's too late to back off now, Sam. But it is time we gave our readers something a little more pleasant. Any ideas?
Well, it'll be spring soon. We could have Annie do a feature on the silly new fashions.
No, we need something else, something different. What about Sarah Bernhardt? She's touring the United States now.
Yeah, I thought about that, but she won't be in San Francisco for another month.
We'll take San Francisco to her.
Pardon?
Why not? We'll send along 2 of our best feature writers to travel with her. People want to know about Sarah Bernhardt, what she has for breakfast, where she buys her clothes, how she feels about love, politics. They'll eat it up.
But sending 2 writers out on the road to cover a story, that's never been done before. The expense.
You get the story. I'll worry about the expense.
Par ici, madame. Veuillez vous installer, je vous en prie. Et voici les menus. Délicieux souper. Tonight, for the one and only Sarah Bernhardt, I shall prepare the most magnificent crêpes with a taste admirable. Votre dessert favori, madame?
Yes. But how did you know about it?
I've read it in the paper. Excusez-moi.
They all know you, Miss Bernhardt, and they all love you. San Francisco is yours to wear like another jewel in your tiara.
Monsieur Hurst, your Examiner. All those people have read about me? Those nice things Miss Laurie wrote.
These and 200,000 more. And I must thank you, Miss Bernhardt.
Me? Why?
For the thousands of new readers you gave me. The Examiner is the biggest newspaper in all of San Francisco.
I don't care if it is the biggest paper in San Francisco. Look at this balance sheet.
We've got more advertising than we've got the space to handle, and circulation keeps going up. The paper's a success.
Who can afford this kind of success?
But, Senator...
In 2 years, you've managed to go $750,000 in the red. Besides ostracizing me from some of my closest friends. You call that success?
The paper's worth a lot more now than it was 2 years ago.
Well, at least we'll be able to salvage something when we sell it.
Sell it? Sell the Examiner?
It's a losing proposition, Willie.
All I'm asking is for $50,000 working capital to run us a few months, and then it'll finally be on a paying basis.
Willie, you know how I am about making a deal. My whole life, my whole career is based on my keeping my word and being just as firm in making others keep to theirs. It's not just the money, it's a philosophy. We made a deal. I've got to stick to it. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, son.
That was pretty rough, George.
A deal's a deal.
Well, I guess I better come back later to talk to you about the campaign.
No. Let's do it now.
All right, George. Now, the opposition means to get you out. So this campaign is going to be a lot tougher than the first one. So you better drag out your checkbook, George. I got to skin me a cat. 2 ways.
Well?
They turned us down. No cash, no paper. We got presses, but nothing to print on.
That's it, then. The last edition goes out tomorrow morning. And we put it to bed for good.
Willie? We'll both be out of jobs tomorrow, so I guess I can call you Willie now.
You could have called me that any time you wanted to.
We wanted you to know that if you could have kept the presses rolling, we'd have worked for nothing till things straightened out.
That's a fact.
If there's anything we can do.
You've already done it. Thanks. I'd say the Examiner thanks you, but you are the Examiner. Ambrose, keep that typewriter sharpened. And Annie, you keep him sobbing. Thanks to you both. Say, what is this? Been reading too much of your own stuff lately, Annie.
Yeah, I guess so.
Excuse me for barging in like this, but the advertising department seems to be closed.
The editorial department is about to join it.
I got to buy some space.
Sorry we can't accommodate you. We have the space, but no paper to put it on.
Gee, that's too bad. I've got to start a political campaign, and I'm starting out with a check for $50,000 for newspaper advertising.
50,000? Tarpey? Does the senator know about this?
Not yet, but he will. Don't worry, I'll handle that when the time comes.
Annie, Ambrose, what are you waiting for? Show the nice gentleman to the advertising department.
Right this way, sir.
I didn't recognize you without your beard. What did you do with your reindeer?
We're back in business, Sam. Say, whatever happened to those map tacks I asked you for 2 years ago?
They're right there in that little box.
San Francisco is only a beginning, Sam. The Hearst papers are going to branch out all over the United States. Los Angeles, New York, Boston, Texas. It's only the beginning, Sam. Only the beginning.
William Randolph Hearst was a man of his word. He didn't stop with the San Francisco Examiner, but went on to establish his newspapers throughout the country. And today, his communication services not only include newspapers, but magazines, TV, and radio stations throughout America. Hearst proved he was a pioneer in his own right. And today, his empire is a monument to his courage and determination.
I came as soon as I could, Evelyn. How is she?
Going fast, Father. You can't go in there, Father. Paul, he's been drinking ever since Mama took a turn for the worse. He has a gun.
Evelyn, I've never known your mother to fail God. And he's not going to fail her now. She must receive the last sacrament before she goes.
But, Father...
It's too late for your mumbo-jumbo now. It's a matter of minutes. No, stay away. Anna don't need you now.
Did she say that, Mr. Jackson? I know how you feel about me, but don't deprive your wife of making peace with her God. She sent for me. I've got to go to her, Mr. Jackson.
I said stay out of there.
Death Valley Days.
Howdy, folks. I'm the old ranger. In 1862 in Virginia City, Nevada, a priest, a former gold miner himself, attempted to supply a badly needed necessity to the West, the Word of God. His name was Father Patrick Manigault. He was a rugged, dedicated, two-fisted disciple of the West Side of Heaven.
Father Manigault.
Oh, hello, Mr. McKay.
Little something for your kitty, Father.
Well, thank you.
Father, I understand you and one of my foremen had a little disagreement last night.
Yes, that we did.
Well, you know, Father, boys will be boys.
Mr. McKay, your foreman was bent in a night to sin, and he was taking young Davy Bronson, a 17-year-old boy, with him.
Well, now, Davy's going to have to learn sooner or later. Now, look, Father, my men work hard in the mines, and they need relaxation.
Oh, you think sin is relaxing, huh?
Well, what I mean, a man of the cloth shouldn't...
Mr. McKay, I think you better take this back. The church don't accept bribes.
All right, Father, maybe my man was leading some kid astray. But you didn't have to bust his nose to change his mind.
Well, I'm sorry about that. I truly am. But, you see, he became a bit unruly, and I had to persuade him to behave himself.
Persuade him? He was out for 2 hours. All right. Maybe my man had it coming to him. Davy is a nice lad.
That he is. And he'll learn about life soon enough without being pushed into it before his time. I understand your ore's running about $400 a ton now.
Just about.
Fine. Yeah, the good Lord hasn't forgot Virginia City. Hope it don't forget him. Good day, Mr. McKay.
Good day, Father.
Oh, Father Pat, been waiting for you an hour now.
Oh, what's the trouble, Ursula?
Well, that man of mine, what else? Oh, the Lord only knows the terrible torment he puts me through, and me skull-dragging for him and that brood of ours.
Well, Chris is a good man, Ursula. A little weak at times, but he's a fine man.
Mm-hmm. Only this morning he gets his paycheck, and off to the Silver Eagle Saloon he goes to throw away every last penny on that 21 table.
Well, now, look, you run on home, and I'll go see Chris. Maybe he's not lost all the money yet.
We need that money, Father.
All right. Now, you run on home. Go on.
Hit it again, Pete. I start to work tomorrow. That means no hooch for a week.
That's right. Got to keep your wits about you in your line of work. You in town for a spell?
For a week. Unless I blow out of here sooner.
Hello, Padre.
Oh, Pete.
Hot day, isn't it?
That it is, yes.
How about a nice, cool beer?
Well, thank you, Pete, but not when I'm on duty. I'll tell you, though, I would like a nice tall glass of sassafras.
Coming right up.
Thank you, Pete.
What does that there mean on the back bar there? Montague's Kitty.
Oh, that? Montague's Kitty. It's for the church. Our Lady of the Pines. You see, Father
Our Lady of the Pines. With all the drunks in this town, they ought to call it Our Lady of the Wines.
If you ever blaspheme the name of the Mother of God again, I'll knock you down and I'll hammer on you till you'll have to beg the Lord's forgiveness.
This is Father Pat Montague. Father, this is Jim Schuster, the new dynamiter at the mines.
Father, I didn't know you were here. I'm sorry.
Well, you shouldn't be saying those terrible things. A fine man like you.
You're right, Father. I don't know why, but well, sometimes I just act like a bum.
Well, thank you very much. God bless you. Hello, boys. Chris, come on, let's go on home.
But, Father, your luck's just beginning to turn.
Padre, I've spoken to you about this before. You've got no right to come in here and bust up the games. Saloon's no place for a holy Joe.
Mr. Manning, I'm neither holy nor is me name Joe. And this game's no place for honest card players who are not familiar with dealing seconds.
You wouldn't say anything like that if you weren't wearing that starched collar.
And now, what were you saying? Come on, Chris. I'll walk on home with you. Oh, Mr. McKay.
I hope
come
I'm
in.
not disturbing you, Father Pat.
No. Please come in. I was just finishing my supper, having a cup of coffee. Would you join me?
Yes, I would. Thank you.
Sit down, won't
Thank
you?
you, thank you.
It's not very good coffee, but it's strong. I got used to drinking this strong miner's coffee when I was working in the ore pits. Well, tell me, Mr. McKay, what brings an important man like yourself to me humble house at such a late hour?
It's about your church. I'm here to offer you a handsome price for it.
Sell my church?
Let me show you something, Father. As you know, the mine tunnels all run underground, right below most of the town. Now, we've been boring deeper and deeper in the tunnels. And now the entrance shafts are becoming too spread out. We're having to haul our equipment too far, and it's not safe either. If any of these entrances caved in or caught fire, it would endanger the whole town.
Yes, I can understand that, but what's that to do with me church?
Well, we want to sink another entrance shaft closer into the main network of tunnels. And the land that your church sits on is the most logical place to sink another entrance shaft.
Well, what about this dry goods store next to me church?
Oh, well, we could sink another shaft there. But you see, the tunnel under the church is only 40 feet down. The tunnel under the store is 65 feet down. Now, you know old man Edelman. He isn't about to part with that broken down old store of his. What do you say, Father? We'll give you $5,000 for it. That's 3 times more than it's worth.
Don't judge the worth of a church by money, Mr. McKay.
I didn't mean it that way, Father.
Mr. McKay, do you have any idea what that church represents? I was only 14 years old when my parents died, and I came to this country from Ireland to work in the mills. I'd always wanted to be a priest, but I don't know. I didn't know if I had the stuff for the cloth. You see, I used to have a terrible temper. God forgive me. Then I came out here to California, Moore's Flat. Went to work as a miner, working a claim. And I saw men die, trying to make peace with their God alone. And I thought if I could just become a good priest of the church, I'd be the happiest man alive. And fortune smiled at me. My labor was rewarded with a competence. Then I went to Paris to St. Sepulchre's Seminary. 8 years later, I came back to my miners. You know, in those first days, I used to say Mass in a tent. And back there in the beginning, nobody seemed to want to help me. They just didn't seem to want me around.
It was an unholy place then, Father. You gave them a conscience.
It's taken a lot of work, sweat, and prayer to bring that church to Virginia City. I couldn't sell it now, not for any amount of money.
But with that money, you could build another one, a bigger one.
I don't know. I've tread on in the interest of God and morality, I hope. I've tread on a lot of very important toes in this town. They could make it difficult for me to buy land or material to build a new church. I just couldn't chance it.
Well, I tried. I'll go to work on old man Edelman again. But we've got to sink another escape shaft. It's getting dangerous.
I'll say a prayer for you.
Thank you, Father.
Big.
Oh.
Big. I got 2 says he can't make it. Now, big. Big.
Oh, 6 and 1. Come on. Oh, are you out of your minds insulting the house of God? Get away from the church. Oh, so this is your doing, Mr. Manning.
What's wrong, Padre? Seems to me if you can preach where they gamble where you preach.
Get out of here, the 3 miserable souls of you. Now! Or so help me. I'll make you wish you had never seen the sight of this church.
I'm in it, Chris.
Oh, hello, Chris. Priscilla.
Father Pat, tell this man, will you? He wants to go back to the 21 game again.
Just a little while, Father. I feel lucky.
Oh, lucky, he says. He's going to throw away the whole thing, every cent.
You know, Ursula, I think it might be a good idea for Chris to go to that game today.
Father Pat.
As a matter of fact, I'll go with you. Come on. Pete?
The kitty's getting fat, Father.
Oh, fine, fine. Pete, could I have a deck of cards, please? Oh. Thank you. Come on, Chris, I want to show you something. I want to explain to you how you can deal 21 and never lose. That is, actually, it's very simple. If you know how to deal seconds. A 9 and a 3, right? Right. Yeah, well, naturally, now you'd want to draw another card. Well, I'm going to break you. 22. You lose.
I sure do.
I'll show you something else. You've got 19, right? Naturally, you'd stay on that. I'm going to give myself an 8. 21. It's the name of the game. Well, how do you do that? Well, actually, Chris, you see, I wasn't dealing off the top of the deck. I was dealing seconds. That's the card under the top one. That way, I can control your hand and mine. How much money, Chris, do you figure you've lost to Mr. Manning here?
About $80.
$80? Oh, that's about a month's pay, isn't it? Tell you what, you've got your money with you now. Why don't you play Mr. Man in one hand for $80, huh? Come on, we'll all watch. Hold me, boys.
Yeah, let's go.
He's busted. I win. Let's do it again. Another 8. That's enough, Chris. Let's go. Father, it's a streak now, Chris.
Padre, I'd like to have a little talk with you about a business deal. Now, wait a minute. Look, we're both businessmen. You get people to kick into your kitty, and I get them to kick into mine. Now, maybe we can make a deal. You keep off my neck, and I'll see that Montague's kitty gets a sizable donation every Sunday.
Now, you listen to me, Mr. Manning. Gambling's one thing, but cheating's another. Now, if you've got to gamble, be honest. Because if you don't, I'll have you run out of Virginia City.
Wait a minute. I'm making you a wonderful proposition, Padre. You want to fix up that church of yours, don't you? That's why you've got these kiddies all over town. You want a big cross right over the door, don't you? Well, those things are awfully expensive. But I'll see that you get a real fancy one. Believe me.
The cross is expensive. But they're all paid for by the man that hung on the first one in Calvary. He paid for them all with his own precious blood. Now, if you ever open your heathen mouth to blaspheme the Holy Cross again, I'll...
Where is it? The main tunnel. Number 3. It runs right down through the center of town. It's an inferno.
Keep that water moving! Start a line on the other side!
How bad is it? Oh, the fire's spreading right through the main shaft, but we can't get at it. The hotspot's moving closer into town. We can't break through to it. If we only had an entrance shaft a little closer in.
Oh, Mr. McKay! It's Schuster. I think the smoke's done him in.
Well, let's get him out of there!
No use. No use fighting with fire from this end. It's too hot. Maybe if you'd let me dynamite the hot spot, that might do it. Let him do it, Mr. McKay. Let Schuster dynamite before the mine caves in the whole town.
The hot spot, where is it?
Right underneath the church.
Father Montague would never let you dynamite the church. He'd be out of a job.
Father, I've got to talk to you. Close up the line here for us. The fire's out of control, Father. The only chance we've got is to dynamite the hot spot and hope that the debris will smother out the flames. If we don't, Virginia City could be destroyed. If all those wooden beams and wooden shafts underground burn up, there'll be a tremendous cave-in. That's what you're going to do then. Dynamite.
That's up to you, Father. The hot spot is directly under your church.
You're asking me to destroy 20 years of my life.
Holy Joe's no fool. I'm gonna blow up that church, town or no town.
God moves in strange ways sometimes. Dynamite the church.
I'll get a couple of men to help you salvage some things from it, Father.
But the good father told you to forget it, didn't he?
Suppose it was your ranch we had to destroy, Jackson. Would you be man enough to permit us to dynamite it? Well, Father Pat is.
Well, don't you mean he's willing to let you destroy his church?
Yes. Just to get your dynamite rig. Right. Chris, Pete, give the father a hand.
Thank you.
All set. Let her go.
Mr. McKay! Mr. McKay! It did it! It did it! It smothered the fire! It's out!
Good job he did.
Your church, Father. It saved the whole town. We're grateful. We'll build you another church, Father. A bigger one. More beautiful and glorious than the other. Even if I have to build it myself, so help me.
That's right, Father.
We'll pass Montague's kitty around and start it right now.
Here it is. What are we waiting for? Everybody pony up.
What do you want me to do with this, Father?
Just keep it for me a little while, would you?
Me?
Please.
Sure.
Mama loved this church. Now it's gone.
No, it's not, Evelyn. It's bigger and stronger tonight than it's ever been.
I used to be a carpenter, Father. I'd like to help if I could.
I'd be most grateful, Mr. Jackson. I have great respect for carpenters. My Lord was a carpenter.
Father Montague's church was rebuilt, and to this very day it still stands in Virginia City. Father Pat went on to build more churches throughout the West, and he was appointed the first Bishop of Sacramento.
maybe Mac got through. They might send help.
We can't wait any longer. Helena. Helena.
Leave her be, Will. Sleep is a godsend in this white hell.
Gotta get Helena and the children out of here. Hastings. Gotta kill Hastings. Lured us up here. Lied to him. I've gotta kill him.
Yeah.
That'll get me through.
Death Valley Days.
Howdy, folks. I'm the Old Ranger. When this tourist guide by Lansford W. Hastings came out in 1845, it stirred the spirit of many hopeful pioneers. But when the famous Donner Party followed Hastings' guidebook, they dreamed of golden California and the promise of a new life. But instead, they found untold horror, agony, and death when they entered the Hastings Cutoff.
Huh? Huh?
Dr. Ames!
Helena, children in the past.
Easy, easy now. Just lie back. It's all right. You're at Johnson's ranch. You're in California now.
Helena out there.
The rest of your snowshoe party are in the other room. 7 of them.
Sir? More. My family.
Well, Captain Tucker left with another rescue party yesterday.
Helena.
Doctor, this little boy, I can't break his fever.
Well, bundle him up with extra blankets. Sweat it out of him. Use vinegar packs in his forehead. And, Jenny, I can't thank you enough for coming here and helping us.
Oh, I just wish I could do more. These poor people.
Willette, miss, where is he?
Oh, in the other room.
Will!
God bless you, Will. God bless you. Mac. First rescue party is back, Will. You got through, you saved them. Thank God. When Stanton and I left the party for supplies, we got ahead of the snow. We've been back here 2 weeks now trying to raise a rescue party. They wouldn't listen to us, Will. They wouldn't believe us. Eleanor, the children, where are they? No. They say Pat Breen took care of them till the end. And then he went, too. My wife, Amanda, she's gonna be all right, thanks to you, Will. But my daughter didn't make it. Hastings. He killed him. Murdered him. Tear his heart out of his body with my bare hands.
He's all right. He's just terribly weak. They all are.
Take care of him, miss. He's a good man. He ain't got much to live for now except hate. Oh, that's a slow death.
You never even asked my name.
I'm sorry.
That's all right, I understand. Anyway, it's Jenny. Jenny Thomas. Some of us came up from Yerba Buena when we first heard about your wagon party. You're a hero, Will.
Hero? Tried to save my wife and children, and I was too late. Does that make me a hero?
While you were delirious, you talked a lot about Hastings.
He's a murderer. Killed my wife and children, and all those other people in our party. He wrote a book. It said, "Come to Golden, California. Easy roads, pleasant trip." He marked a cutoff on his map. Supposed to take days off the trip. Well, his detour delayed us 28 days and got us into the snow. He led us into a hell of ice. He lied. He'd never even been through that pass. Lied just to sell his filthy book.
Glad to see you're getting better, Will.
I'll be back later.
How are they treating you, boy?
I'm alive.
Hey, I've got the offer of a partnership in a hardware store in Yerba Buena. I might buy into it.
What about him, Mac? Hastings.
Well, I lost my daughter up there, and a lot of friends, close friends. People who meant almost as much to me as my own. But it's over now, Will. And we're grateful to you that we're out of it, that we're alive.
So is Hastings. Well, my wife and children are buried up under the snow.
Well, I thought a lot about Hastings when I first got back. I wanted to kill him just as much as you wanted, maybe more. I was gonna kill him for you, for all of us. And then I went back up to the pass with a rescue party, and I saw the bodies. My own daughter. Well, the Lord's got a way of punishing people when he sees fit. Hastings will get his.
Their clothing gone, their belongings and loved ones wiped out. Now, they started to our great California with one of these guidebooks. But they found a mountain pass of white death. Now, it didn't happen to us. It happened to them, the Donner Party. But we've all come here from different parts of the country, and for the grace of God, it could have been us. Now, I want you to remember that when these ladies pass among you with their contribution boxes. All right, now dig down deep. Let's help these people. It's our duty to give a helping hand to the Donner Party and help them start a new life among us. Be generous. Give with your heart and your pocketbook.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Hastings.
Well, that's some donation. $1,000 worth.
Mr. Hastings is very generous.
I recognized him from the booklet.
I warned him 2 days ago it'd be better if he left here. These people had friends and relatives with the Donner Party. Could be trouble.
Thanks for the ride.
When'd you get to town?
Just now.
Sheriff Thompson? This is Will Eddy. He's the man who saved the whole party.
Well, it's a pleasure to meet you, sir.
Not the whole party, Sheriff. Just what was left. I'm looking for Big Mac McCutcheon.
Oh, his store's across the street and up the block. I'll take you there.
Thanks. Nice to have met you, Sheriff.
Oh, Mr. Eddy. I have nothing but respect for you. What you did crawling down that pass through blizzard and ice, your feet bleeding, your hands frostbitten. Man would be proud to call you his friend. I'd like to be your friend, Mr. Eddy. Don't start trouble with Hastings.
Did he pay you to tell me that?
Will.
I know how you feel.
Do you?
There's been a lot of talk going around about you swearing to kill Hastings. No, not from Jenny. Some of the Donner Party live here now. Word spreads fast. Hastings donated $1,000 to the Donner Fund.
He can't buy his way out of hell.
Will. Maybe I agree with you about Hastings and that book of lies he wrote. Maybe I think like you and your people it was all his fault they got caught in the past. Whatever we think, Hastings didn't break any law, at least what law there is in these parts. Now, it's my job to enforce the law here.
What you're saying is that if I kill Hastings, you gotta kill me. My life is buried up in that pass. What there is left of me, cheap enough to pay for what I've gotta do. California's everything they said it would be, Will. Golden country, land of opportunity. And the climate makes everything grow fast and furious, including the kids. Aye, it's everything we hoped it would be, Will. Sun shines every day, nights are cool, and the winters are mild with no snow. Nice store you have here, Big Mac. How's business? Just fine. And getting better all the time. Matter of fact, we're thinking of taking in another partner and opening another store the other side of town. Yuba Buena's gonna get a new name soon, Will. San Francisco. Oh, it's gonna be a big town, Will. Why, a man who can handle tools the way that you do could fit right in here. You know, me and my partner's no good at fixing things. Why, we've had a brand new shovel with a busted handle hanging out back there for 2 weeks now. Why, you know Will could fix that in a jiffy. He's here, Mac. He's right here in this town. He's walking around free, warm, on a full stomach. You just can't let go, can you? No, but you have. How can you forget those cold white faces of women and children screaming for food, freezing to death, begging to die? You got out first. You didn't see it all. What some of them became. The horror of it! Will, I went back up there with the rescue party. I saw what had happened, and I want to forget what I saw. I have to forget if I want to go on living. I need a drink. You want one? No.
He's right, you know. You have to learn to forget everything that happened. It'll destroy you if you don't.
Eleanor always wanted a big picture like that. Promised her I'd get her one when we got to California. Promised her so much.
Will, I lost both my mother and father before I was 12. I didn't think there was much to live for. But I learned.
Jenny, I think I'll have that drink now. Would you go get Mac?
Oh, of course.
What? Here we are. Where'd he go?
That wasn't there before.
$45.
Hit this again.
Your money's good as anybody else's, mister. But don't you figure you've about had your full?
When I figure that out, you'll be the first one to know. Let's hit it again, huh?
I think you better leave here, Mr. Hastings.
Am I breaking some law, Sheriff?
Mr. Hastings, you don't break the law.
I don't need your sarcasm.
Now, I warned you once before, there are a lot of people around here that have no love for you.
Let's drink to that, huh?
Maybe you don't read the papers.
Oh, you mean the sob sheet? You know, somebody ought to put some music to this junk, and then we'll all sing it.
Where you staying?
That's my affair.
I asked you a question.
The Laurel Hotel.
Now, you listen to me. There's a man looking for you. He wants to kill you. If it wasn't for this badge, I wouldn't care one way or the other. But I'm paid to uphold the law. That means protecting you. I'm telling you to get back to your hotel and stay there.
I know all about him. Will Eddy.
You heard then.
6 weeks ago, I heard. A hero. Yeah, a knight, boots and saddle. Is going to vindicate the desecrated dead. Let's drink to Mr. Eddy and build a shrine to him.
If you're not in your hotel in 15 minutes, I'm going to lock you up for your own good. I hope I don't have to do that, Mr. Hastings. I run a clean jail.
Bartender. Give me another.
How do you sleep nights, Hastings? Knowing you sent all those people to their graves with that book of yours. I had a cousin in that Donner party. He never made it. Now get out. Ellie, take over. I got something to do.
Mac and I have been looking all over for you. Where have you been? That gun you took from Mac's store, don't use it, Will. You'll regret it. Please, don't do it. Will!
people died up in that pass, Hastings. My wife and children with them. You put them there, Hastings. You. How does it feel to wait for death, Hastings?
I've been waiting for you, knowing that you'd come.
At least you'll know the face of one of us before you die.
I know all their faces. The women, the children, the faceless ones in the snow. I know all of them. They're right here in this room. Every night in this room. Crying, moaning. I hear them crying out and cursing me. How could I know it was up in that pass? How could I know about the snow and the blizzards? How? Can't they understand? I didn't know. I didn't know.
You admit it. You sent those people to their death just to sell that book of yours.
Go ahead and kill me. Please. Get it over with. Then I won't hear them anymore. I won't hear them.
Will you...
I'm gonna let him live. So he can die a little more every day. It's over, Will. You've got to learn to live again. Without Eleanor.
Isn't that what she wanted? A new life? And isn't that why you came out here?
It's over now.
Nothing ends. It's just the beginning of something else.
Hey, you're in San Francisco. It's a whole new world, Will. Where do I begin? Maybe I could take a look at that busted shovel of yours.
Will did find a new life in Sacramento Valley, and he later remarried. Now, Lansford W. Hastings went into exile, and he finally died alone, far away in a strange land. And today, a stone monument stands as mute testimony on the lonely, windswept pass, where so many people perished. They call it the Donner Pass.
Death Valley Days.
Howdy, folks. I'm the old ranger. Just around the bend of the Yuba River in California, George Kelsey set up his round tent saloon back in 1850. Now, in those days, there was but one law, the law of Judge Lynch. Men were hanged or whipped or tarred and feathered without the benefit of trial. That's the way it was, until a man named George Kelsey came along and established the law of the round tent.
All gambling will stop for a few minutes. Ain't gonna be no more drinking either. This is now a court of law. Dirty Neck Willoughby, come on up here to the bench.
What's happening, George? What's the charge?
Running out on your wife and cheating at cards.
Now, look here, George. You know I ain't never cheated at cards.
Well, you didn't deny the first charge. Willfully leaving your wife at your diggings to face the Injuns, helpless.
Helpless? Them Injuns are scared sick of my old lady.
This court feels that a wife has got to be cherished and protected. And it finds you guilty of wife abandonment. Fine will be $100 to be awarded to Mrs. Willoughby.
She told you what I come in here with. Well, I ain't got but about 30 of it left. At least that proves I ain't been cheating at cards.
I allow us how I wronged you, Dirty Neck, so I'm gonna fine myself $70 for that slandering statement. Money to be awarded to you. That'll give you enough money to pay your own fine, and I guess we're even. Court's adjourned. All you gentlemen can now resume your drinking and gambling.
That was a dirty deal, George. At least you owe me a drink for it.
Now, you know I don't serve drinks to a man who's been accused of cheating at cards. I'd advise you, Dirty Neck, to go on back to your diggings and take care of the little woman.
Now, you stop that. You hear me? You got your nerve coming in here trying to take advantage of us. Why, you don't... Now, you listen to me. I'm going to throw you at that door right this second, and don't ever show your face again. Let him alone, George. I can handle him.
Now, what did I do?
You tried to pick that man's pocket. I saw him.
I guess you know your way out of here. That's the third one today. Thieves, card sharps, murderers. They keep on arriving.
And the worst is yet to come.
Yeah. Every ounce of gold these miners pan is just going to buy more trouble. So I suggest you tend to your tables and leave the bunco artists up to the boys.
Well, I think it'd be a very good idea if you took your own advice.
Never take my own advice.
Then you should have taken mine. I told you that kangaroo court you hold would bring nothing but trouble. Luke in Boston. They're waiting over there. They want to talk to you.
You gentlemen wanted to talk to me?
Yeah, we'd be obliged if you'd answer a few questions for us, George.
I'll be glad to.
George, let's say this was a real court of law, and you was a real judge. And let's say that Luke here stole a horse. Now, what would be the consequence? Legal, that is, not the law of Judge Lynch.
Well, a lot would depend on the horse. Now, if it was a bad horse, that would be larceny. Let's say 6 months. Now, if it was a very fine, grand horse, grand larceny. 2 years in jail.
George, if Boston here loaned me some gold and dust, and I says I ain't about to pay up, what then?
Are you two gentlemen in some kind of trouble?
No, George, but answer his question. What you say now is important.
Well, that would be a civil case. The magistrate would order Luke to pay. If he didn't, the court would grab his property. They call that confiscation.
Well, George, this town is growing too big for its britches. Now, we aim to become a municipality. We've formed a citizens' council and nominated Doc Mason for mayor.
Got a name for it. Gonna call it Washington. Kind of patriotic-like.
I think it's a good idea.
And George, being you know the legal business from A to Z, and you've had a lot of practice judging, the council is appointing you as a real magistrate, legal and all.
Well, I'm much obliged for the honor, gentlemen, but I ain't rightly the correct man.
Oh, you're wrong, George. We need you.
But the thing is, I learned about the finer points of the law in the same manner that a deer learns the finer points of deer hunting. I did time in jail.
Well, I don't reckon that matters much. Leastwise, not to me.
Well, me neither. Being in jail means you know even more about the law. The important thing is you've got the knowledge.
And you got the only place big enough for a courthouse. But one thing more. The mayor says you gotta have a coat for judging. You got a coat, George?
I have indeed. Got one that'll suit just fine.
Well, those are the real important things. I sure wish the judge would hurry. He's holding up speeches.
Well, don't worry. He'll be here.
Well, how are things on the riverboat, Colonel?
You mind your tongue. I'm a full-fledged judge now. Demand a little respect. My. You're almost as pretty as I am.
Thank you.
I'd be mighty proud to escort you to the festivities.
The men seem to be taking their celebrating seriously.
Don't sound like no celebrating to me. I better see what's going on. You wait here. Who is it?
Tim Luke and some stranger, George.
Get yourself a gun, Councilman. We're gonna stop this.
Sure thing, George.
Judge, lend me a handgun, Fred.
Timothy Loker, put up that gun.
varmint made off with my burro pack and all.
Tim, I asked you to put down your gun. You kept right on shooting.
And I said the man made off with my burro. Now, just look. Look how my gun fits this leather. Besides, there's a heap of folks around here can tell you this burro is mine.
Well, that don't give you no call to go around killing people.
Well, I can't say as how I agree with you. George, what's gotten into you?
Well, things are about to change here. That's what's got into me. I'm sorry. I'm going to have to ask the councilman to take you in, Luke.
You're under arrest, local.
According to who?
According to the council of the town of Washington.
This ain't no town. It's a camp out. It's just a stinking pile of canvas. And besides, the only law around here is the miners' code. And the code says that if a man steals something that's yours, you got a right to kill him fair and square.
Now listen to me. This is going to be a municipality as of today. And we're going to see to it that it's a lawful municipality. I'd take him to the round tent.
Let's go.
Order in the court. Timothy Loker, you're accused of killing a man in the main street of Washington. How do you plead?
Not guilty.
Now, Tim, there were witnesses, including your judge.
I don't plead guilty to nothing. Besides, this here ain't no court of law. Are you gonna let this happen? Are you gonna have the law laid down by a bartender?
Address the bench, or I'm gonna have to fine you for contemptibility.
For contempt.
Makes no difference what you call it, or what the fine is. I know a hanging party when I see one.
Now, Tim, this ain't no hanging party. It was a fair fight. I saw it. The man was a thief. We're bringing law to this town. There ain't gonna be no more shooting, or hanging either, lest the court orders it. Be no drinking. Now, if any man feels he's been wronged, let him bring his complaints to the town council. We'll settle it here in court. I admit we ain't got no lawyer in town. In fact, we ain't even got no law book. So we're going to have to depend a whole lot on our feelings for what's right and what's wrong. We're going to have to depend on common sense law, as I see it. Now, Tim, common sense tells us that any man's got a right to defend his own property. Just 2 hours ago, there wasn't no official court here in Washington, so we can't punish you for what you just did. You were brought here to be given fair warning. But the next time you're brought here, you may be a whole lot closer to hanging than you just thought you were. Court's adjourned. There'll be no gambling or drinking until this courtroom's clear to the women folk.
Me and Luke thought that was a right fine trial, George. Judge.
Thank you, gentlemen.
For a minute there, I was afraid you was going to sentence Loker.
Well, now, that wouldn't have been just. It'd been a bad thing.
Yeah, especially since we ain't got a jail.
A jail? Jail's gonna cost a heap of money. And things are so expensive these days.
Well, I guess we'll just have to fine him or hang him, Judge.
Say, it wouldn't be a bad idea if the criminals paid for that jailhouse themselves, since they'll be the only ones using it. Everybody be seated. Court's now in session. Now, Carl, nobody objects to a fist fight as long as it's fair and square. But when you pulled a bowie knife out on your opponent, that made it a public problem. A brawl. And even worse, the knife was rusty. You can make a man awful sick with a rusty knife. Charge, brawling in public. Fine, $15, dust or coin. Charge, petty thievery. $25 in dust or coin. Disturbing the peace, $50, dust or coin. $100, coin or dust. I don't know. Makes no difference how much I fine them. $150, $200. They just go out and dig up more gold.
We still ain't got enough money to build no jail.
Well, leastwise, we ain't had no shootings or killings since we started. Not for a whole week.
Well, you have now. Sturdy Neck Willoughby and Tim Loker. They're on the other side of the river gunning for each other. And the other miners are beginning to take sides.
Now, looky here, George. First you have me throwed out of your tent, now you have me drugged back in again, and I got a right to know why.
Well, Dirty Neck, you were drug in here because you were gunning for your fellow man.
You mean Tim Loker? Oh, he ain't no fella man. He's just a dirty, low-down, claim-jumping, thieving, crawling...
Listen, Dirty Neck. You're a reasonable man, ain't you? Well, then there's no reason to gunning for him. Just bring him into court, make charges against him.
Rather kill him man to man.
Well, now you do that, we're going to have to hang you. Now, of course, if we get Tim Loker's charge against you...
Why, now, wait a minute.
We won't have to wait so long.
Wait a minute. I'll make the charges.
Good. I got everything right here. You be the court clerk. Now, Dirty Neck, what's the charges?
Charges? Killing his mother. Better put down he killed his father, too.
No. The charges got to be real, Dirty Neck. What was the fight about?
Claim jumping. Jumping a dead man's claim. You know that mule thief he killed last week? Turns out he had a shaft mine just across the river. Tim and his chums moved in on it.
And what was the fight about?
Well, me and my chums figure it ain't legally his'n. We figure we got as much right to it as him. There he is now.
Dirty Neck, now, don't spoil things. We don't want no hanging here. Luke, grab him. Put this down, Boston.
Just lay that rifle on the counter there. Ain't nobody gonna steal it.
You one of Willoughby's men? You? Oh, not again.
You're under arrest, Mr. Loker.
According to who?
According to the council of the town of Washington.
The court of the municipality of Washington is now in special session. Bring forward the prisoner.
Right there.
George Kelsey, you're getting me mad.
I got a legal charge here made by Abner Willoughby. Says you're working a claim that ain't rightfully yours.
That charge ain't true. Besides, why don't you just fine me and be done with it? Since that's about all this court is good for.
Well, I ain't about to let you go and round up those men that are working that claim for you. Now, this session is just called special to make the arrest official. You'll be held in custody till trial time tomorrow.
Well, you can't keep me prisoner. What about bail? Legal courts always take bail.
Well, then I'll set the bail at $5,000 in dust.
Judge, I'm gonna put up that bail. It just so happens I got a man guarding that much outside on a pack mule. George, I come for my money.
You ain't stood trial yet, Tim.
I got 5 guns along with me. Says I ain't about to.
You'll be the first one killed, Tim. I think it's only fair to tell your friends that boys up there have 4 shots each left in those rifles. That's just about enough. Luke.
You don't scare me. Besides, I ain't about to be tried by a jailbird. George Kelsey, your judge, is nothing but an ex-convict. Why, this dude in the fancy clothes is nothing but a common criminal.
Tim? You can't insult Judge Kelsey. Of course, you can't insult the law. But you just insulted George Kelsey and his family in Missouri. You called George Kelsey a common criminal, which he ain't, which I'll explain sometime. Now, I do this with the full approval of Judge Kelsey. I'm sorry, Tim. You must learn all your lessons at one time. There's one thing about it, Tim. Washington ain't never gonna forget you.
Because when you reminded me of Missouri, you gave me the answer to our problem.
This court is in special session. Tim here is charged with being guilty of claim jumping, and he pleads guilty. Right, Tim? You ain't bad, Tim. He ain't a bad man. He reminded me of Missouri. Now, back in Missouri, when a man dies without leaving no next of kin, the government comes in and grabs off his property. They call that confiscation. Now, it's common sense that what's good enough for Missouri will surely do for Washington. Now, since there ain't no legal owner to that mine, there ain't no reason why it shouldn't build this town a courthouse. No reason why we shouldn't have a school and a sheriff that gets paid and some law books for the next magistrate who you are going to elect with a real vote. That's the proper way. Until that time, whilst we do these things, we're going to maintain order here, and we're going to maintain law. Law of the round tent. Court is adjourned.
That's it.
Congratulations, George. We sure picked the right man.
I knew you could do it, George.
That was a rip-roaring start, Judge Kelsey.
George Kelsey's brand of justice spread throughout the West. Round tent justice became an everyday phrase that stood for decency and served well in a land with no formal law. And another phrase coined by that man, common sense law, is still heard today as an echo of George Kelsey, ex-convict and owner of the Round Tent Saloon.